1-2. 1-2. Here we are in Gaelic Park here in Chicago. Here on Sunday, the 30th of June. And we're here, folks, with senior football ladies round robin game here between the Ashling Gales and the Erin Rovers. Ashling Gales in the green, playing from left to right, and the Erin Rovers in the white, playing from right to left. So on the attack, it's the Ashling Gales now, trailing by 1 goal and 2 points to a point as they funnel up the field here. And Ashling Gales on the attack with Ava Lambert, and her attempt has gone out to the right and it's gone wide. So entertaining start here. Apologies, I was late. I was caught in traffic. There was a lot of bottles still on the counter in Lanigan's this morning, so I'll have to apologise. So we got here eventually anyway, so I will be bringing you today's ladies senior game and also the men's senior match between the McBrides and the Parnells at 5:30, 11:30 back home in Ireland as the Rovers come on the attack once again. And here comes Nikki Carr, and she puts it in right-footed straight over the bar, and they extend. She extends the Rovers' lead out to 1 goal and 3 points to a point. So 6 points to 1 in favour of the team in white, the Erin Rovers. But the Gales get possession from the kick out, and it's Evie Lavelle. She gives it off to her corner back there, who's fouled, Claire Fitzsimons. That's a free down to the Gales, and here they come now, looking for scores, but it's well cut out there at the back, and the Rovers come away with the ball. Out it comes this side of the field, and it's Eva Porlier. She gives it quickly into her centre forward, Ciara Murray. Ciara now looks for support inside, and she gets it from her foot forward, and that ball is kicked in by Ava Lambert and straight over the bar as the Gales get another point back. And the Rovers get another point back, so it's 1-4 to a point. 7 points to 1 in favour of Erin Rovers in the white, as that ball is kicked out over on this side of the field, and Garrett Fitzsimons there, one of the mentors for the Rovers, gives it off, and they get us back underway, and that ball is so bit of a mix up there in the defence, but Caitlin Fitzsimons is back there to take charge and gives a poor pass, though that's a loose pass, and it finds its way to the Erin Rovers girls. And eventually that attack is broken up there by the Rovers, and they come away with it. And it is Chelleen Trail that wins herself a free, takes it quickly out the far side of the field to Orna Kelly. Orna gives it off as the Rovers build from deep, and it's Eva Lavelle. Eva now gives it off to her number 10, Quiva Evans. Quiva is fouled, and Martin goes in there and he says it's actually going to be a throw ball, but anyway, it's Ava Lambert that wins it, and Ava with that right foot gives it in, and it's gone in, and it's actually ended up in the back of the net. And it may have been Maggie Hurley or Bridget Murray, I'm not sure, one of the two of them that got a fist to it in front of the goalkeeper, Kate Keeney, and it's ended up in the back of the Ashling Gales net, and that's a real hammer blow. 2 goals and 4 points to the Rovers, 1 point to the Gales. So it's 10 plays 1. It's a 9-point lead for the ladies in white, and they're really in control of this game now as they get possession from the kick out, and it comes over this side of the field here towards Shalene Trail. Shalene gives it off to her midfield partner Colette Cleary. Colette, Eva Porlier, great footballer this lady. She played really well last week in the defeat to the Bridgets, and she's continued her good form today, but the Gales break up that passage of play and get the ball down this side of the field, and fighting hard for there is Nicky Kerr, and the referee is drawn the Aisling Gales' attention to the fact that it's actually a Rovers ball. It went out off the Aisling Gales player over the sideline, much to their disappointment, and Martin Delaney explaining matters to Nicky Kerr, who was protesting. So it's a line ball to the Rovers. So here we go once again. Colette Cleary with that long blonde hair gives it off. Over there on the far side of the field is Quiva Evans. Quiva right footed, and it's gone in, and I think it's over the bar. Yes, it is. Good score there from Colette, or Quiva I should say. And I think it's Evkins, not Evans. Check the spelling on that name, but anyway. So I see Brian McMahon from Clare down in front of me. Big day for Clare next weekend as Clare hurlers take on Kilkenny in the first of the All-Ireland hurling semi-finals on Saturday, followed of course on Sunday by Cork and Limerick, another huge Munster clash. Cork of course getting the better of Limerick earlier on this season, but it's difficult to beat Limerick twice, so Cork will certainly have their hands full, but it's a very exciting prospect as the Aisling Gales try to build from the back and move their way out of defence with Caroline Kelly, I should say. Caroline gets it up there, but it's good defending there by the Éireann Rovers. But it's Anya Riley. She fights hard there, but again, big tackle goes in there on Anya Riley, and Martin Delaney goes in, blows his whistle, and said there was a foul in there, and penalises the the Éireann Rovers girl, and it's going to be a free into the Aisling Gales to try and double their tally here early on. 2 goals and 5 points to a point, and they need scores, no doubt about that. They need them, and they need them quickly. This Éireann Rovers attack has been potent in the first 15 minutes of this game, and they've tagged on 2 goals and 5 points, 11 points to a point, so they're 10 points up. So the Aisling Gales need to respond, and respond quickly, but this would be a major help. Oh, it's a throw ball. In fact, there must have been something said back there, as Eva Porlier, the number 8 for Éireann Rovers, wins possession and gets it away fast to Ciara Murray. Ciara Murray now right down the centre of the field, looking for support, but it's a poor pass. Doesn't find her intended target, and it's Aoife Traynor. Aoife now gets it away to her number 10, Caitlin Mace. Caitlin now gives it up along this side of the field, gets the return pass. Caitlin hug on the sideline, looking for support. She sees Nicky Kerr, her centre forward, but decides to go back to Louise Cohen. Louise now gives it off to her number 5, Teresa Cunningham. Back to Aoife once again, but it's another good tackle in there by this Éireann Rovers defence, and they turn the ball over once again as Quiva Evkins gets it away, lucky enough to get that pass off there to Orla Kelly. Orla now down the far side of the field, cuts inside, and Martin Delaney decides there was an arm in there, and it's going to be a foul and a free in to Éireann Rovers. 2 goals and 5 points, 11 points, plays 1 point for the Aisling Gales, so a 10-point margin as Ciara Murray, star player here for the Éireann Rovers, number 11 on her back, takes a little solo and pulls that one to the left, and it's out, and it's gone wide, unfortunately. So we were treated to a very exciting weekend of football at home in the All-Ireland quarter-finals. 2 games yesterday, 2 games today. Congrats to all the winners. Armagh coming out on top, my own county, Roscommon, and Galway. A famous victory for Galway yesterday evening against the Dubs. Huge win for Galway. And of course today then we had Donegal taking care of business against Louth, a very valiant Louth team. And finally Kerry getting the better eventually of Derry, who just ran out his team in the final 15 or 20 minutes there in that game, and Kerry ran out winners, I think, by 4 points in the finish. So an entertaining weekend's football. We'll talk more about the games at home at half time in the senior game, and also at full time in the senior men's game. But sort of disappointed that there wasn't more people in Croke Park this weekend. They expected like 100,000 people. I don't certainly think there was 50,000 there today. There might have been close to it yesterday, but certainly the crowds not coming for the game so far at home, which is a worry for the GAA. But I think entertainment value in some of the games as that ball is kicked in and comfortably caught there by Caitlin Fitzsimons in the goal for Éireann Rovers, and she clears it out the far side, but it goes astray, and the Aisling Gales come on the attack once again through Maura Madden. Maura now isolated there on the far side of the field, but she gets her pass away well to Kate O'Sullivan, but once again hand in there from the Rovers player, but Aisling Gales managed to retain possession, and eventually it comes out over this side of the field over to Caitlin Mace. Caitlin now with that long red hair gives it off there to her centre half back Louise Cohen. Louise shows and goes, decides not to go, and gives it off to Nikki Carr. Nikki gives it outside to her number 10 Caitlin May once again. Caitlin now bottled up there, has to go backwards, and she gives it off to Anya Riley. Anya now gives a 1-2, gets it back, but again their path to goal is cut off. Louise Cohen gets the ball inside there towards Kate O'Sullivan, but Martin Delaney sees a foul there, and it's a free out to the Rovers, and they get a chance to build once again. Queeve Evkins over there on the far side of the field, tearing down the far sideline like a rabbit out of the traps. She's got support runners going left and right. She decides to go for Bridget Murray. Bridget now coming in on goal, and it's straight into the back of the net. Beautiful goal there by Bridget Murray, and really ruthless attack there from the Éireann Rovers. Overturned the ball in their own full back line. Fast ball over the far side, and really they just cut through that Aisling Gales defence like a hot knife through butter. And yet another goal. So it's 3 goals and 5 points to a point. So that's 14 points to 1. A 13-point lead for the Éireann Rovers, as we're about halfway through, maybe a little bit more halfway through this first half. So it's been all one-way traffic on the scoreboard so far. But Aisling Gales have had their fair share of possession, but they just haven't managed to turn it into scores, unfortunately. So 14 points to 1, 13-point lead for the Éireann Rovers, and as I said, we'll be giving a quick analysis on the games at home at half time in the senior men's game a little bit later on. But as I said, the crowds in Croke Park this weekend was a little disappointing, given the calibre of teams that was playing, and the football that was played. So hopefully, we'll see improvement in attendance figures for the semi-finals as that ball goes in and it goes out to the right and wide by the Aisling Gales centre forward Nikki Carr there, just off the outside of her right foot, and goes out to the right and wide. But Saturday's games, I suppose it was a tale of 2 games really. Roscommon and Armagh was a real damn squib. Never really got going. It was very tactical and very cagey, I suppose, is the best way you could describe it. You know, Roscommon really didn't go after Armagh, to be honest. You know, they decided that you know, being cautious was the way to go, but ultimately that was proven not to be the way that they should have gone. And for my money anyway, they should have gone balls out and gone all out attack, and you know, tried to. That's a great score in there by the Rovers once again. 3 goals and 6 points to a point. But yeah, I just think that Roscommon would be better served by a more attacking brand of football, rather than you know, trying to play on the counter and trying to play a game that obviously doesn't suit their players. And ultimately Armagh, you know, who looked to be the better team all the way through, you know, won out in the finish by 6 points, 2-12 to 12 points. But like I said, we'll talk more about that at later in the show today, as the Rovers come forward once again, and they're really pressing the button now, but that ball is going to go astray, but they find it and they get the ball back through Colette Cleary, and Colette's shot is blocked down there by the Gaels defence, and the Gaels with Megan Harty comes back with the ball, but it's broken up once again. Yet another turnover there by Bridget Murray. Bridget gets the ball off to her full forward, Ava Lambert, and Ava's shot goes in, but it goes to the right and it goes out and it goes wide. So lively football, but it's really all one-way traffic on the scoreboard, as my old mate Gavin Kelly is here supplying drink to me, and fair play to you, Gavin, son of John, of course, and an old work buddy of mine. So Jerry Cunning from Antrim, he's just after arriving here in the stand. Big welcome to Jerry and TJ. Give me, as the Americans say, a ride out here. The last time a man asked for a ride around Tulsk, he got some answer. He certainly didn't get into a car anyway, that's for sure. As the Gaels come on the attack, that's a beautiful pass inside Anya Riley. She's closing down on goal, but the Rovers defence snaps close. She gets her pass away, and that's a great save there by Caitlin Fitzsimons in the Rovers goal. Great save there, as Kate O'Sullivan was about to actually pull the trigger, and she managed to block it down. She got out on top of her and closed the angle down, gave her no option, and the Rovers come away with the ball once again, as they stifle that Aisling Gales attack. But that ball is turned over in the half back line by the Aisling Gales, and here they come once again looking for scores, and they need them. They're down by 3 goals and 6 points to a point. It's 15 points to a point, 14 points the margin at this stage, about 3/4 way through this first half, and it's free in there. Nicky Carr is fouled, but that free just about finds its target. Caitlin May gets it off to her full forward, as Caitlin Fitzsimons battles the sun in her eyes, does really well there to break the ball down to herself, and she gets a nice accurate pass away to Colette Cleary. Colette gives a nice 30-yard pass down to her full forward, Ava Lambert. Ava now taking on her marker, looks to try and take her on and beat her, and Martin Delaney eventually says, you overcarried the ball. Ava puts her arms out and says, what did I do wrong? But unfortunately Martin is the judge, jury and executioner in this case, as the Aisling Gales, number 10 there, Caitlin May, gets possession of the ball, gives it off to her number 5 there, Teresa Cunningham. Teresa back inside to Caitlin, or to her number 11, Nicky Carr. Nicky has been lively, but once again, not for the first time, the Rovers defence snaps closed, and it comes eventually out to Ava Porlier in front of us here, this number 8. She's a very, very good footballer, this lady. Gives a sort of a dodgy pass inside, and the Aisling Gales defence managed to break that attack up, but once again it's a loose pass, and Ava Lambert gets it. Ava now gives a lovely little pass over towards Cueva, and Cueva makes no mistake off her left, and it's straight in and straight over the bar. Lovely score there by the Rovers after picking up that loose pass out of the Aisling Gales defence. Turned the ball over, got it in to Cueva, and Cueva made no mistake. She put it straight over the bar off her left foot. 3 goals and 7 points to a point, 16 points to a point, and even at this stage in the first half, you'd have to say that the Aisling Gales really need scores and need them very, very, very quickly, as Caroline Kelly, I should say, gets the ball, tries to give that diagonal pass across, but it's Michaela O'Boyle that cuts it out. Good anticipation there by the Rovers full-back. She gets it off there to her number 7, Eva Lavelle. Eva to Eva Porlier. Eva looks for Eva Lambert. Lambert gets it now, tries to get it onto her right foot, gives it off instead to Colette Cleary, and Colette's shot goes off the outside of her right foot, goes out to the right, and it goes wide for another wide for the Rovers. Fortunate for the Gales that the Rovers don't have their shooting boots on today, because they're after having 4 or 5 very kickable scores going outside of the posts and wide. So quick kick out there as the Gales come on the attack once again. Over there on the far side of the field, it's Aoife Traynor. Aoife now gives a nice pass off the outside of her right foot, but it just drifts past her corner forward, Kate O'Sullivan, and into Caitlin Fitzsimon's hands. And the Rovers once again break down another Gales attack and get possession back. And it's Colette Cleary over there on the far side of the field. Lovely foot pass. In it goes to her number 15, Bridget Murray. Bridget now gives it off to Ciara. 2 sisters. Ciara now fights hard for possession, and Martin Delaney said that's a foul, and it's going to be a free in to the Rovers. Ball given across the face of the goal there, and Bridget Murray just couldn't get to the pitch of it, but she gets possession and she gets it in to Cueva. I think it's Evans. I'll check that name, I'm not sure. Mary is shrugging her shoulders as well, so we'll check that name. I think it's Cueva Evans, the number 10, and she puts it in and puts it over the bar for yet another point for the Rovers. The points just seem to be coming so much easier, and the scores coming so much easier to the Rovers than they are to the Gales, as they lead by 3 goals and 8 points. That's 17 points to 1 point, so a 16-point margin here as the Rovers come forward once again. But that ball is kicked in and it's kicked short, a bit like Roscommon yesterday. Everything they kicked seemed to end up in the goalkeeper's hands in Croke Park. A really dismal performance really from Roscommon, I have to say. But I suppose all we can say is that we'll try and learn from it and rebuild for next year, as Michaela O'Boyle does really well there and judges the flight of the ball perfectly, gets possession and hands it off there to Shalene Trell. Shalene gives it off to her midfield partner Colette Cleary to Eva Porlier. Eva now, little pop foot pass there, but it goes astray, and here comes the Aisling Gales once again with Louise Cohen. Louise now crosses the halfway line, takes on Orla Kelly, gives a nice pass with the outside of her right, but again Michaela O'Boyle is there. Great anticipation by the full back there for the Rovers, as Martin Delaney decides that's enough for this half. So we've reached half time here in this senior ladies championship game here in Gaelic Park in Chicago on a beautiful summer's day. It's about 81 or 82 degrees here, with a lovely breeze blowing, so it's nice and comfortable, perfect playing conditions, and a really great crowd of people here as we enjoy this very entertaining game of ladies senior football. At half time then, Erin Rovers lead by 3 goals and 8 points. That's 17 points to the Aisling Gales solitary point, so a 16-point lead for the Erin Rovers as they go into the break at half time. And I'm joined here in the studio, as we say, by Amanda was out here last week, went home last Tuesday, Alex Craven, son of the great Carol. Alex, do you want to say hello to all the listeners at home and say hello to your dad? I'm sure he's probably listening in. He's on his stag party in Liverpool. He's back in Athenry now. Oh, be Jesus. He's a travel man, left Chicago, ended up in Liverpool, and he's back again in Athenry this evening. So a big hello to Carol if you're listening in, and looking forward to your next trip out here. We've got a lovely shot of the late Micheál O'Murray Hertig on the screen. He was unfortunately passed away last Tuesday at the age of 93, at the ripe old age of 93. And what a great character he was. He was an icon, as I call him, and I don't use that word too often. But he was a really wonderful, wonderful character. One of the greatest regrets I have in my life, and I don't have too many regrets, is the fact that I didn't actually meet him personally on any occasion. I know several fellas that I know met him, and to a man, everybody said that, what an absolute gentleman he was. What a great entertainer he was, I suppose, because every time he took the mic in his hand, as Sean O'Shea quite rightly said at his eulogy, it was like an artist taking a paintbrush into their hands. A microphone into Micheál's hands was the same as a paintbrush. So, I mean, he just could describe a game as if you were looking at it, on the radio, when he was on the radio for many, many years with RTE. And certainly Micheál will never ever be forgotten, and he'll live long, long in the memory. So Arieshe Gorav Ananam Jeelish to Helena and to all his family, our deepest condolences to all his friends and family, not alone in Ireland but also all across the world. He was so well known and so well got, and he'll be sorely, sorely missed. So Micheál, with the help of God, you're looking down on us. And one great story he actually told, I was looking at several clips during the week of little snippets from interviews that was done with him, and one in particular where he done with Gay Byrne on the meaning of life. I think it was especially poignant when he said at one point he bought a walking stick for his father as a birthday present, and the father looked at him and he said, "I like that walking stick, Micheál, but he says, I don't think I'll ever use it." He says, "Just put it to one side," and he says, when I pass on, he says, make sure to put it into the box with me, because he says, I'll need it, he says, for walking around at night, because the tradition and the old stories was back there in Dingle that the people that passed away used to come out at night and they'd walk around and they'd have a bit of fun for themselves. And I thought it was a very simple but nice story about his dad passing and what he had done. So, well, if there is a God above, with the help of God there is, Micheál will be walking the streets of Dingle and the roads of the Dingle Peninsula, his beloved Dingle, where he was born and reared. And as I said, he touched so many lives, so many people during his lifetime. He was incredible. So once again, Arieshe Gorev Ananam Jeelish Avihil, and may you rest in peace. What a lovely man. All right, folks, on that note, we'll take a little break, and we'll be back with you for the second half of this ladies senior game in about 3 or 4 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back, folks, as second half of this ladies senior championship match just gets underway, and it's straight away a point to the Rovers once again as they extend their lead, 3 goals and 9 points. That's 18 points to a point to the Ashling Gales, so it's all the Rovers as they start the second half, as they ended the first with a score. And shout out there to my old buddy from Killarney, Micheál Burns, out here for the summer from the Dr. Crokes Club in Killarney. And we've had some good old days, and I'm sure many more good ones to come with the bowl, Micheál. So big hello to Micheál, and Siobhan, his sister, I know, is out here, and all the Burns family back home in Killarney. If you're listening in, a big shout out and a big hello to all the Burns back home in Killarney. Hopefully we'll be seeing you soon at some point. And shout out also to the North American junior team, who's preparing to go home. Myself and Mary will be accompanying them on their trip back to compete in the junior championship. And preliminary round was held yesterday evening between Warwickshire and Kilkenny. Warwickshire coming out on top in that encounter by 5 points in Birmingham yesterday evening. So Warwickshire will go into the semi-finals and face either New York, North America or London in that semi-final setup. So we're really looking forward to that trip, and hopefully North America can make history by competing and hopefully winning the junior championship back home. The final is scheduled to be played on the Sunday, July the 14th. They're playing their first game on the 12th, as Mary informs me, in Abbottstown. So anybody at home, if you want to join us in Abbottstown on Friday the 12th of July for the semi-finals of the junior championship, please do so. And the final then will be held preceding the All-Ireland senior football semi-final on July the 14th in Croke Park. So that promises to be a wonderful occasion. We're not sure yet who's playing on Saturday and who's playing on Sunday in the senior football finals, semi-finals I should say, whether it's going to be Galway and Donegal or will it be Kerry and Armagh on that Sunday. So we're waiting for, I think tomorrow we'll know when the GAA announce their fixtures for the football semi-finals. So it's going to be a very exciting couple of weeks for North America GAA, as we send home for the first time ever a selection from North America to home to compete in a national championship. So it's going to be a wonderful experience for all those fellas, and they're a great bunch of fellas, they're a great bunch of guys. So as I said, anybody that's at home, if you're going to be in Dublin on that weekend of the 12th to the 14th, swing by Abbottstown complex and meet up with us there and meet the boys. They're a great bunch of lads, and promises to be a very, very exciting weekend, and hopefully a successful one for the boys from North America. So shout out to John Young as well in Pennsylvania. Hopefully you're listening, Johnny, today. Big hello to you. One of the main men behind that junior team, and he was instrumental along with others in putting this whole junior squad together. So it's logistically it's a massive effort getting teams, getting a team from different cities like Philadelphia, Chicago, Boston, San Francisco, all the major cities across the US, and fair play to them. They managed to do it, and done it really, really well. A really professional outfit, and they're have done a fantastic job, really and truly. And hopefully, as I said, it's going to be a successful weekend for the North American team. I see my niece Emma Quinn is watching, so a big hello to Emma. She spent a couple of weeks out here with me, herself and her dad Pat, and mom Caroline, and brother Luke, and boyfriend Matthew. So a big shout out to Emma. Hope you're enjoying the commentary and enjoying the game. And your father sent me a video of Sid Higgins there. I didn't get to hear it yet, but I seen Sid's head. Some pub you were in, I'm not sure where it was, but it looked to be a bit of fun anyways, as the Ashling Gales try to come on the attack once again. And Maggie Hurley, Kate O'Sullivan there wins herself a free, and a sub on the Ashling Gales team, Emily something or other. I don't have her surname, unfortunately. They didn't put her surname down. But the Gales come on the attack, and that ball is flashed across the face of the goal, and Caitlin Fitzsimons rushes out to get it and gives it off to Colette Cleary. And once again the Rovers come on the attack. Lovely pass over the far side of the field to Mary O'Boyle. Mary now looks to pick this one up and go again, and she does so. Faced by two Ashling Gales defenders, and they crowd her out, and Megan Harty gets possession, overturns the ball, and looks to get the pass away, but she's fouled in the process, and it's going to be a free down to the Ashling Gales, who are in dire need of scores. 3 goals and 10 points, 19 points to a point. So Ashling Gales now, hopefully they can regroup and get a few scores on the board here. But once again, it's Ava Lambert over there on the far side of the field. She breaks up the play and turns the ball over, but the referee Martin Delaney calls the play back and decides it's not taken from the correct position, and it's going to be a free once again down to the Erin Rovers, who look to extend this 18-point lead now. And Colette Cleary there, the midfielder, gives it over the far side to Evie Lavelle. Takes it quickly to Colette Cleary. Colette in as far as Ava Lambert. Ava now over the far corner with the wind blowing from left to right here. It's favouring the Rovers in this second half as they come on the attack once again and look for yet more scores. Over it comes this side of the field to Orla Kelly. Oh, but Orla off balance as she kicked that one, and it's gone way out to the right and it's gone wide. So very exciting senior game up and coming between the McBrides and the Parnells. A game that both teams could do with winning for sure. So it's going to be an exciting encounter as we pass come up to the 1st of July threshold for the final sanctions coming out here for bringing players out. So it's a game that both teams will definitely want to win. So it's going to be an exciting one. So stay tuned and finish off your Sunday with some entertainment from Oak Forest here in Chicago, in Gaelic Park, as the Erin Rovers break up yet another Ashling Gales attack. That ball bounces, deceives 2 or 3 players, but eventually it's picked up there in the defence by the Ashling Gales number 10, Caitlin May. And Caitlin takes the free herself. Across there it goes, but Colette Cleary is alert to a misplaced pass, and Colette gets it for the Rovers. Beautiful pass in there, but it's just misjudged there in the full forward line by the substitute Mairead Boyle, and the Gales come away with the ball once again through Louise Cohen. Louise, though, that pass goes astray once again, and here comes Mairead Boyle on the ball once again, off to the number 16, Aisling Wallace, and Aisling puts that ball in and over the bar, makes no mistake, from about 14 or 15 yards out. Little chip shot, beautiful score there by Mairead, and it's 3 goals and 11 points to a point, so 20 points to 1. 19 points the difference here, and even at this early stage in this second half, after about 7 or 8 minutes, it looks like it might be an unassailable lead for the Rovers. The Gales really need goals at this stage, not points. So substitutes being made on both sides, and we'll bring you up to date as Eva Lambert is called ashore and given a rest there by Garrett Fitzsimons, and she put in a great shift. Gets a deserved round of applause from her friends and family here underneath us as the Rovers come on the attack once again. Colette Cleary gets the ball in, and they come looking for more scores here. Ciara Bannerville. Ciara now, her route to goal is blocked off, but she gets a lovely pass to Ciara Murray. Oh, off the right side of her boot, and that one just drifts past the right hand upright and just wide. But once again, could have been all sorts of trouble there for the Gales. But kick out taken there by Kate Keeney. Ball comes back once again straight away at her, with the Rovers on the attack. Turning that ball over, Colette Cleary. She's been really busy. She finds a pocket of space here, gives a nice little pop pass off there, and here comes the Rovers, but it's dragged to the left and it's gone wide by Mairead Boyle over there on that far side. She had a chance of a goal, but she snapped at it a little bit there and just pulled the ball to the left of the left hand upright and out behind and wide. So the score remains 3 goals and 11, which is 20 points to the Gales, 1 point. 19 points the difference as the Gales get possession once again around the middle of the field. Caroline Kelly. Caroline now gives that off to her centre half back, Louise Cohen. Louise has been busy during this game. She's made many good turnovers and interceptions, but all to no avail on the scoreboard, unfortunately. Aoife Traynor. Aoife now gives it off to her corner forward there, Kate O'Sullivan. Kate O'Sullivan gives it back again to Aoife Traynor. Aoife tries her luck from about 25-30 yards out, but it drifts out to the right and it's gone wide, and yet another wide for the Gales, and they fail to add to their tally. So just take a little break here for a second or two. I have to get a bit of lubrication into myself. Bear with us, as the man says. .13 minutes and 30 seconds pretty much gone in this first half. This second half in Oak Forest here in Gaelic Park in Chicago. This Senior Ladies Championship round robin fixture between the Éireann Rovers and Aisling Gales. The Éireann Rovers lead by 3 goals and 11 to a point. Really dominant display by the Éireann Rovers as they come on the attack once again, but it's broke down there over on the far side by Caitlin Mee. And Caitlin gives that nice right-footed pass, lovely accurate pass down along to Kate O'Sullivan. Kate O'Sullivan, who showed really well for the ball. Back it goes again to Caitlin. Caitlin Mee now turns, looks for support. She gets it from her centre half back, Louise Cohen. She lays the ball off to the substitute, Emily something or other, who I have no idea what her name is, God bless her. And fighting her down there for the ball is the full forward, Anya Riley, but unfortunately the full back gets there. Michaela O'Boyle gets a toe to it and puts it out for a 45. So it's going to be a 45 now for the Aisling Gales over there on the far side of the field as the wind begins to whip up into our faces here, blowing from left to right in favour of the Éireann Rovers in this second half, as Garrett Fitzsimons makes yet another substitution and calls ashore Bridget Murray, and we'll see who went on in her place. Not sure just yet, but we'll get to the bottom of that one for you presently, as that ball is kicked in, and Martin Delaney said there's a foul over there as the Ashling Gales take it laterally, as they say, but Martin Delaney isn't happy with something, so he's going to get the Ashling Gales to take that once again, as Caroline Kelly is over there with her full forward Anya Riley, and it's going to be Anya now with this free, right footed, gets it in there towards the substitute number 21, and actually Kate O'Sullivan wins it back for the Gales, but that ball is kicked in and it's kicked short, and Caitlin Fitzsimons in the goal for the Rovers manages to get possession, but that pass only finds two Ashling Gales ladies in the middle of the field as they once again come on the attack, and it's Aoife Traynor now. Aoife Traynor gets the return pass, through she goes, and that right footed shot, unfortunately for her, is pulled left and it's gone wide. So unfortunately for the Gales, they don't add to their 1 point total as we approach halfway in this second half. About 15 minutes gone, and the Rovers continue in this 19 point lead. It's a commanding lead, I suppose you'd call it at this stage. The Ashling Gales have had plenty of the play, it's just that they have failed. Their efficiency in front of goal, as they say now, hasn't been what it should be, and they haven't been able to convert their chances as Louise Cohen tries to get them going once again over to Kate O'Sullivan. Kate O'Sullivan now, but she's dispossessed over there by this Tigerish Rovers defence, and Shalene Trill gets it away. My sidekick Nikki has just arrived, folks, so don't all shout at once as that ball passed in there, but it's cut out by the number 4 for the Gales, Aoife Kilcummins, and she gets a nice pass over there in the middle of the field towards Louise Cohen, who lays it off to number 7 Aoife Traynor. Aoife back to her midfield partner Caroline Kelly. Caroline back again to Aoife Traynor. Aoife Traynor to Kate O'Sullivan. Kate O'Sullivan now lays it off once again to Caroline Kelly. This is a nice move by the Gales, but they need some scores at the end of it. Here comes Louise Cohen. Louise now tries to sidestep, but unfortunately for her, Martin Delaney is there, and Martin says, well, Aoife, you just took too many steps. So, as I said, we'll be having a bit of a discussion throughout the senior men's game on the quarter-finals from today and yesterday, and we've got many interesting points to talk about, performances and attendance figures and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm sure it'll be interesting listening to hear the different fellas' opinions on it, and I'm sure there's many happy people, especially from Galway, Armagh, Kerry and Donegal, up and down the country and up and down the US, and I'm sure as many disappointed people. And that ball goes in, off the crossbar there by Colette Cleary, and that ball rebounds out and it comes to the number 12 Mary O'Boyle, and Mary makes no mistake for the Rovers, puts it straight in and straight over the bar. 3 goals and 12 points to a point. That's 21 points to 20 points of a lead. Nikki, thanks for joining us. Your thoughts on yesterday's Galway game, first of all. I know, being a Galway man, you're delighted with the result, obviously, after beating the All-Ireland reigning All-Ireland champions Dublin. What a wonderful, especially second half display.
The second half was absolutely brilliant performance. It came out of nowhere. They were very flat in the first half. They never laid a glove on Dublin, and they were lucky to be probably 4 or 5. I think they were 4 points down at half time. Pretty lucky, I'd say, but second half was a complete turnaround. It was probably the only half of the 4 games that was exciting, actually, was the second half of that Dublin Galway game. But great performance, but it's only the quarter final, so.
Yeah, it was a tremendous performance, I have to say. Like, we spoke about it in the podcast on Friday evening, and we spoke about, Galway of it was one of those games that we were tipping a possible upset in. Like, Galway, as we were saying one of the teams that really improve when they go to Croke Park, and if they manage to get all their star players fit, they could have they could trouble Dublin, and that was exactly the way it panned out. Worryingly, Shane Walsh and Sean Kelly went off injured, so hopefully we didn't hear anything yet, unless you heard anything in the last couple of hours from Galway. I don't know how serious those injuries are.
No, well, Sean Kelly went off very early, so I don't know whether it was a hamstring or a ankle injury, so hopefully he'll be back, but he hasn't really been to the fore this year because of injury, so it's 2 weeks now, so hopefully. Shane Walsh, I think, nearly went off in the first half and came back on again, and then people are saying it's his hamstring, so hopefully that's not too serious, because he's a vital cog in the team, especially when he's playing well.
Absolutely. I think I was saying this to you the other night, on the big day, Shane Walsh is the man. I mean, he's got that Michael Donlan ability. I compared to Michael Donlan before. He has the ability to get on the ball. He demands the ball. He has great confidence on the big occasions, on those big days, and he's a player that Galway badly need, as the Parnells team, after their warm-up, file across in front of us as they face into a vital game with the McBrides in the next half an hour or so. Good man, Gavin. Another beer from Gavin Gelly. And but he's a vital cog, Nicky, in terms of what Galway need in that semi-final against Donegal.
Well, the wide open spaces of Croke Park suits him, and I mean he kicks left-footed, right-footed. Yesterday even he scored some very, very good points, so he's definitely vital when he's on his day. I don't think he's as consistent as Michael Donlan was, or Chaff Fallon back in the day, or Pádraig Joyce, but I mean, when he's on it, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think that's I think you're right there. I think on those sort of, we'll call them dirty days, where you're playing league football, or playing a kind of first round game or something like that, it just doesn't seem to get him going. But on the big days in Croke Park especially, as you said, the wide open spaces really suits his game, because he's so athletic and he's so fast. When he gets the ball, that pitch really suits him, and it's just great to have a player like that on a big occasion, that you can sort of rely on and having a big game and getting big scores.
I think the fact that Comer was playing yesterday kind of took the attention of, it's like the All-Ireland final. Kerry targeted Comer, and he had a very quiet final, but when you're targeting Comer, then you're letting Shane Walsh a little looser, so which suits, so the two of them playing together, even if Comer is not playing well, he gives the space to
Walsh.
Which it's vital that the two of them are fit for the semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely. And sure, look, we wish them the best. Shane Walsh and Joe Canning, of course, came out here a couple of years ago for the Galway men's dinner dance, and they're two real nice fellas. And if either of them, or if both of them are listening in, big hello to Joe and to Shane, and to Shane, certainly we wish you the very, very best for the semi-final. Hopefully you're back fit, and it'll be great to see a kind of team in the All-Ireland final. And I said this to you yesterday, Nicky, I think Galway is going to be, if they get their main men back fit on the field, I think they're going to be tough to beat in this All-Ireland series. So hopefully they'll do the business.
I mean, the experience of 2 years ago should stand to them if they're fully fit, so they'll be raring to get back at Kerry, or it'll probably be Kerry or Armagh right for the final if they come over Donegal, which is
absolutely.
I'm not saying they're going to or anything, but Donegal are going to be very tough as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, what a transformation. I know I spoke about this earlier, but what a transformation, Nicky, from 12 months ago, when Donegal, as that ball goes in and straight over the bar from the Rovers once again. I think it might have been Colette Cleary that got that one. 3 goals and 13 points, 22 points to 1, so 21 point lead for the Rovers as we pass the 23rd minute of this second half. But what a transformation in a team. It's incredible, what a manager can do. Jim McGuinness came in there when Donegal were really at an all-time low. They were relegated from Division 1. They were been beaten in Ulster. They looked a shambles really last year, and what he has done with them in a short space of time, like 6 months, it's nothing short of incredible.
It's an incredible achievement, and they had a manager there, was it Paddy Carr, I think a year or two ago, and he only lasted like 3 or 4 games. So I'm not a big fan of Jim McGuinness because of his style of football, but it is a great achievement that they're back in an All-Ireland semi-final in such quick time.
Yeah,
he's unearthed some fine footballers and great ball winners and great scoring ability, so they'll be very, very dangerous. But the Galway defence is pretty tight, so hopefully they'll be able to handle them on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And a shout out to the man who won man of the match today for Donegal. Peadar Mungan. He was absolutely outstanding. I forget, did he score 4 or 5 points? But in the second half especially, I mean, he took the ball and took the game to Louth and ran right through them. Like, he has so much pace. He was really impressive. I thought that number 7 for Donegal, and
I have to admit I was under the blankets. I didn't get to see that game. I seen the last 5 minutes.
Jesus!
Then I had to go to church for half an hour, so I didn't
the Lord
actually.
Almighty save us.
The church shook as I walked up the aisle. But anyway.
Is the priest out of hospital yet, I wonder? But no, I have to say that the Donegal number 7 was outstanding today. He was really impressive. The way he took the ball at pace and, ran at the Louth defence and cut them open on a couple of occasions and got a couple of great scores. He was outstanding, I thought, for Donegal, and rightly so, got man of the match. But
did McGuinness, when he won the All-Ireland in 2012, did he win it on his first year, I think, did he? Would I be right on that?
That's a good question. I have a funny feeling you might be right. I think that might have been his first year. I think there might have been something like that. His inaugural year as Donegal.
Is his football
coach.
A little more exciting than in 2012? I think it's a little bit better.
Yeah, no, it is. I remember back in 2012 when we were talking about the blanket on the ground and all this sort of stuff. Like, I think, when you look at the likes of Kieran Thompson, bursting forward from the half-back line, I think he has given them a bit more licence to express themselves and attack, yeah. I don't think they're just as negative as they were back then. So, yeah, I expect that Galway-Donegal game to be an absolute rip-roaring game because Galway play football, and I think Donegal are coming out of their shell as well, and as I said, express themselves a little bit more. And I hope to God we do see a game like that, because I think it'll suit both teams. Both attacks have good forwards, and we need a good All-Ireland semi-final, at least one, and hopefully 2, because some of the football that we've been treated to over the last couple of months has been dour, Nicky. And I know you've said this about attendance figures. I mean, they were expecting 100,000 people in Croke Park over this weekend. I don't think they got near that, to be honest with you. I was really disappointed with the crowds in Croke Park on Saturday and today. I just couldn't believe how sparsely the stands looked, in terms of people. I don't know about you.
Well, they said there was 50-something thousand at the game, but I don't know where they were. Maybe they were in the bar outside the stand or something. Because watching the Derry game, you kind of would go straight to the bar, because Derry had the fridge, everything back, sitting behind on the blanket, like it was.
Yeah.
They didn't go in the second. I know we were switching over to a different team, but Derry didn't. Maybe they're too fatigued or whatever. But in the second half, with 10 minutes to go, when the game was there for them, They never put a hand on them. They never attacked.
Yeah.
They were very disappointing in the second.
As Aisling Gales there, sorry, now we're got diverted off the ladies' football there for a few minutes. Aisling Gales have doubled their tally there. That's a point for the Aisling Gales. With a big cheer from the crowd here beside me.
Absolutely.
Registered their second point as the Rovers come forward yet again. And that ball is passed over there on this near side of the field to Aisling Walls. Aisling now gets the ball across to her number 18, Sarah Walsh, and Sarah, oh dear.
That wasn't a good one.
That wasn't her best. As Martin Delaney blows full time in this ladies' game, and 3 goals and 13 points to Erin Rovers and 2 points to Aisling Gales. Comprehensive, I suppose, is the best way you could describe that, Nicky. It was a comprehensive victory there, and easy winning then for the
Absolutely.
Rovers.
I mean, the Rovers they were very strong last week against the Bridgets, and today again.
Yeah.
Did you give a shout out to Mrs. Cleary there from Clare?
I did not yet.
She's absolutely outstanding player. Wife of Colette. Colette.
Colette Cleary, yeah, she's wife of the bowled Owen Cleary, who's out here playing for the Tones at the moment. And Colette had a wonderful game there with her blonde hair tied up, and a very, very, very good player. So, big shout out to Colette and to Owen. I know Owen has a day off today, and he's nursing a hamstring injury, so hopefully Owen will be back very shortly and successfully with the Tones. Wonderful footballer, by the way, Nicky, and a big shout out to his uncle, Murty.
We missed Murty the other day. We never gave a shout out to him, so he's probably here. So he mightn't be here today because I'm not playing, but Owen is a fantastic footballer. He get on any county team.
Absolutely. And he was on our podcast the other night, and he very knowledgeable, very well spoken fella, and a real nice guy.
Absolutely.
So on that note, we're going to take a little break for a few moments, so bear with us, folks. We're back in just a few moments with the senior championship game between the McBrides and the Parnell, so stick with us, it's going to be exciting.